All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you, just like me. All right, my buddy Tommy DeCarlo, one more time on Dancing in the Moonlight. Please check this album out. It is spectacular. Came out late last year, and I was going to talk more about it. I didn't, and there were reasons for that, but here it is, okay? Really amazing album, and Tommy, just one of the better people in the music business. That's for sure. The music business journey, it's journey 24/7. All my social media stuff, which I hate, which I'm kind of half on and half off, just blows up all day long. People just sending me stuff. I'm tired. I'll be honest with you. I'm getting tired. Did you hear what happened with the website? Did you hear what's going on in Austin? Yeah, there's a special guest showing up February 22nd. Get your tickets if you don't already have tickets for the show in Austin. Anyone who wants to fly me in and out and get me tickets and hotel probably. I'm not going to Austin, so don't even. I do have connections, and I could ask, but I don't. Here's the deal: I don't even want to go, and it's not because I've seen them a couple of times in the last 4 years, so I don't really need to go and see them again. Although to see Gregg Rolie or Steve Perry, I don't think it's going to be Steve Perry. Could be Teddy Swims. You know who Teddy Swims is? Could be him. He's a great singer, by the way. He can sing circles around most people, including every person who is in Journey. Okay, he could sing circles around them. The only person he couldn't sing circles around would be Steve Perry in Steve's prime. Okay, but that's about it. Great singer. And if you wanted to appeal to a new generation of fans, you bring Teddy in to sing Don't Stop Believin'. Doesn't really appeal to me as, the more authentic sounding listener that I believe that I am. I want to hear somebody sing it kind of the way Steve Perry sang it, or I'd like to, find somebody who can be Steve Perry's clone. So far, there's really nobody out there, although there are people that do a great job. There are people who are close. But yeah, it's tough to duplicate Steve. But if Gregg Rolie shows up there, I think it would be mission accomplished for all the publicity and all the nonstop banter about being spiritual, which I don't know. I guess the argument, and I've already probably explained this, is that the people who don't want Gregg there aren't nice, decent, spiritual people. The people who want Gregg there are the good, decent, spiritual types, and also true hardcore fans of Journey. And then there are the casual fans that are saying, Gregg Rolie, who is that? Seriously. I mean, just sing Don't Stop Believin'. And then after that, I can go buy some merch. By the way, speaking of merch, what happened to the Journey website? Journey Music Official now? People were sending me stuff on that yesterday. And look, I did this video about, these attacks on Arnel Pineda over on Twitter, which really are from a very dark place. And that needs to stop. Whoever is making this point about Arnel's personal life and they're trying to destroy him. These are the kind of tactics that make me just hate social media so much. I already dislike it a lot. And even the so-called friendly stuff. Sign up to Patreon, right? So people do, and then they go off and destroy and say things, and they don't even know you. Again, I go back to, and you don't know Arnel as a person, you don't know me as a person, you know me from watching these videos, which, by the way, is kind of a relationship between myself and the audience. which is more than a lot of people do on social media. They don't engage in that kind of way. They just sit behind their keyboard. And so those people who are going after Arnell with their keyboard and trying to put ideas out there that aren't based in truth or reality. And like I said, even if there is some truth to it, this is destructive stuff. And you can do this to any human being on the planet, and it's wrong. Okay. So anyway, getting back to the speculation on who's going to be in Austin. I know Amy's back in Austin, right? Little Texas. Hey, it's a joke, folks. All right. It's a song title. It's in my head. Great band, by the way. They're still out there. Little Texas. Go see them. No controversy going to see Little Texas in Austin. Yeah, Amy's back in Austin. Who knows? Is Gregg going to be there? Here's what I had heard and read. Okay, again, this is all speculation. That they were trying to legally stop Gregg from participating in this. Like, cease and don't show up, Gregg Rolie. The other issue is, why would Gregg want to do this to himself? Oh, it's the 50th anniversary. He can come in there and say, look, me and Neil and a couple other guys started this band, but the nucleus is Neil and Gregg. And Gregg is 75 years old. He's probably the elder statesman of the entire group of people. I don't know how old like Ainsley Dunbar is, but or George Tickner for that matter. Anyway, I think it would be decent to honor Gregg, and people should just welcome him. I've already made this point. So even if you're against Gregg showing up, because Gregg is going to ruin the whole Don't Stop Believin' preaching session that goes on prior to hearing a couple of these songs, there's always like this very evangelical storytelling, televangelist preacher moment, which is very disturbing. It's very disturbing. Just, if you're a rock star, act like a rock star. You're at a rock concert, right? Now, again, I'll go off on a huge tangent here, but this lends credence to the idea that, the coup that happened a couple of years ago was to turn this thing into something completely different, which I think would have been a disaster if it was allowed to happen. And Steve Perry, too, you need to, every so often, maybe say a few words about the legacy of the band, what these songs really mean. If you're one of the songwriters, you should chime in and say, you know what? This is what Don't Stop Believin' is really about. And just clear the air, because when we hear from Uncle Steve can put all of this stuff to bed. He can say, nope, I was there when we wrote it. Anyway, that's another tangent, another video, really. You could do the Steve Perry puts the truth out there, and people are going to say, yeah, I trust Steve. Over these guys, yeah, I trust Steve Perry. And so as I look at the whole Austin possibility, that's great for fans if it does actually happen. If it's Teddy Swims or some other person who lives in Austin, I know Gregg lives in Austin. So that's why I think he lives in Austin. So everybody is just, oh, this is it. Gregg's going to show up for the show in Austin. He might just walk out on stage and wave. Here's the thing. If they did block him from performing, maybe somebody said, hey, can he at least just show up and say hello to everybody and thank everybody for 50 years? Seriously. Or, can he play keyboards on one song? Maybe he can sing. What's weird is the set list does include Feeling That Way in Any Time. And I think I would like to hear Gregg sing the beginning part of that 2-part song. And then, he can just exit, wave to everybody, and that'll be it. That'll be the big moment during this 50th anniversary tour. I mean, you could have brought back a lot of people, but because of all the bridges that got burned. You can't have Ross Valerie there. You can't have Steve Smith there. You can't have Jeff Scott Soto there because of what you did to his voice, although I don't know why, based on his latest album, that you couldn't have Steve Jerry back there. Obviously, Steve Perry, Ainsley Dunbar. I mean, it's a good list of people. Robert Fleischman. Yeah, Robert Fleischman is out there, I'm pretty sure. I mean, some of these names are getting kind of obscure for the casual fan, but just throwing them out there. Randy Jackson. How about Randy Jackson playing bass? He was supposed to show up for the Freedom Tour. That didn't work out. I don't know, Narada Michael Walden. Does anybody really care to see him? I mean, he's a great musician, but he's really not grounded in the 50-year legacy of the band. He's more recent, and it started and then it stopped quickly. Dean is there and he's doing a great job on drums, but any one of those names, Steve Smith, there's another bridge, it's burned. So what do you do for the 50th anniversary? You pretend that everybody still is just a big family in this organization, even though that is a million light years from the truth right now. It just is. This band is a mess. So we'll see what happens in Austin, February 22nd. Go buy your tickets, sell the place out, wait in the parking lot, get your sign that says, "I love Gregg." Maybe you'll see Gregg in the parking lot. Maybe he won't be able to get in either. So he'll be invited, and then there'll be a court order. There'll be an injunction, and somebody will be standing there with papers. "Gregg, I'm sorry, can't let you in. Can't let you in. I know you're Gregg Rolie. I know you're an important person, but you're not currently a member of this band. And the court order says that you're not allowed to walk in the stadium." It wouldn't surprise me. It would go along with everything that's been happening. All right. Tommy DeCarlo, who, you know what, right now, folks, here's the God's honest truth. If Tommy DeCarlo shows up, within an hour of where I live, I would rather go see Tommy DeCarlo and his band than Journey or Styx or Foreigner. I mean, seriously, this guy can do Styx material. He does it really well. He does a lot of things that aren't just from the band that he might be on the roster with right now. Journey material, he's kind of a jack of all trades, and he's a master of most of them. He is a great guy and a great musician. Check out Dancing in the Moonlight, Tommy DeCarlo. He is a good guy. All right. See you soon, folks. I got a lot more stuff to talk about, and the never-ending saga of Journey, 24/7, social media. It's wonderful. Go for a walk. Go read a book. Go watch the State of the Union address, because it's pretty comical. It's funny. All right, see you soon.